Hello, hunties! Welcome back to Tea on Things. After that very awesome trip in Nice, in today's video, we're taking you to Lyon, France's gastronomic capital and a city rich in history and charm. From authentic Lyonnaise cuisine to breathtaking views and even a wine adventure, this trip was packed with incredible moments. So grab a seat, hit that like button and subscribe because you won't want to miss this journey. Let's dive into our Lyon adventure. Taking our asses off back to Gare de Nice-Ville. So we're now on our way to Lyon via Marseille, St. Charles from Nice. So nandito na kami sa train station na entry, o diba? Kasi F. Sakay na tayo kasi bigla itong lumaalit.
Taray ng train, oh. Parang nasa, ano tayo, Bordeauxville.
Bye! There's a stopover and a quick change of train at Marseille St. Charles Station. And off we continue our way to the heart of France's gastronomic capital. Now in Lyon. From the station, an Uber ride took us to our hotel. Along the way, we passed Rue Lalande, Rue Servienne, and crossed Pont Wilson, catching a glimpse of Le Dôme. Then Place des Jacobins appeared just a short walk from where we'd be staying. And here's our hotel, the Citadines Presqu'île Lyon. And what best way to explore Lyon? Explore it again on foot. Here, we see Presserelle Pierre Touche, a charming footbridge fronting the majestic Palace of Justice with its 24 columns. Heading our way to Le Palais Saint-Jean for a late lunch, enjoying the best Lyonnaise cuisine. Lunch was a celebration of Lyonnais' finest. Every bite reminded us that food, like art, is a craft perfected over centuries. Soak in the old world charm here at Rue Saint John and Place de Change. From here, we decided to walk to the meeting point for our walking tour of Croix Hill. Croix Hill is a place steeped in history. Here, Napoleon Bonaparte met Mr. Jacquard, the inventor of the loom machine, transporting this hill into a silk industry hub, where you can see remnants of the old botanic garden, the Fontainebleau, and even Roman amphitheater ruins, a reminder of Lugdunum, the capital of ancient Gaul. Croix Hill is regarded as Lyon's creative heartbeat, blending rich history of industrial rebellions by the Canuts or silk workers with a modern village spirit. It's called the hill that works, attracting creators. These arts are a form of urban storytelling, where the walls act as a living museum that anyone can visit for free.
Think it is an industrial.
We wandered through Traboules, secret passageways built for silk workers, including the famous Cour des Voraces. Each alley whispered stories of uprisings and resilience. The Traboules were later used by the French resistance during World War II. You can see in the Traboules direction this black arrow sign, which means you are going up or down the hill. So here's another one. The Traboules weren't just architectural quirks. They were essential for the city's survival and prosperity. Today, these Traboules are part of private apartment buildings, which used to be the residences of the silk workers. Therefore, silence is golden. But some doors are open for public to visit, like this one here. The Cour des Voraces, which is the most famous tourist spot here in Croix Hill. From here, we walked further up the hill, enjoying the Living Art Museum of Croix Hill. We made our way to the Mont de l'Amphitheater to see the breathtaking view of Lyon and the Old City. You can also see the Basilique Notre Dame Fourvière. And here's the first ever urban underground transportation canal. This Church du Bon Pasteur at Runered is a very interesting church because the entrance can be found on the side. Our walking tour ended here at Mont de la Grande Côte in the northern end. With a breathtaking view of Jardin de la Grande Côte. Traboules. We made our way to Place des Terreaux, where you can find the sculpture of Bartholdi, the artist of the Statue of Liberty. As the day ended, we headed back to the hotel, but decided to walk some more all the way to Place Bellecour, Lyon's beating heart. And this is also where we will start our journey tomorrow to Beaujolais. See you there! Good morning! We are going to a wine tasting tour at Beaujolais. It's somewhere out there. So we're walking our way to Plaza Belcourt for the meeting place. It's a very calm and quiet Monday morning here in Lyon, in the center, because it's a holiday today. And today is April 22, Monday after Easter. Beaujolais is a 45-minute drive north of Lyon. It's much more than wine. It is a stunning region of rolling hills and golden stone villages. Beaujolais is an invitation into a world of sensory delights and a community-driven lifestyles that celebrate the simple joys of the harvest and the beauty of the landscape. For our first stop is Cave Cologne, here at the Lantini region. This place is home to many independent wine producers, known for its Nouveau wine, which is usually released on the third Thursday of November. It's light, fruity, and meant to be enjoyed immediately. Since we visited in April, the grape trees are just starting to sprout back its leaves.
Beaujolais was made in Nancy and the wine was made in Beaujolais. But for my family, we started in 1870 with the four vineyards and more polyculture. So we have some tomatoes,
Instead of picking some grapes, we just visited the manufacturing facility of this independent wine producer. Here, you can see the different tanks, equipment, tools, and some packaging materials that they use to produce their wines for export. And in their wine cellar, we tasted some of their best selling products. The Beaujolais Blanc. Though rare, these white wines are hidden treasures, fresh, mineral, and incredibly bright.
plant of white red wine, production of the Beaujolais. To harvest when the maturity comes the color. The color is coming. Red wine.
To the deep red, which are still very refreshing and still quite fruity. If Beaujolais is a world of opportunities, then Chirabla is the hidden peak of that world as it perfectly embodies the light, joyful, and aromatic spirit that the region is famous for. As their vineyards are perched on steep slopes, their grapes are the last to ripen, Cooler grapes means brighter taste. Here at Christophe Savoy, we tasted their red wine. Back at Lyon, we had a late lunch at Bouillon Barate, a classic brasserie. Enjoying another set of Lyonnaise cuisine. Ah, these are just so great. With some of the best salad and the best meats here. Not crispy. And the desserts that were simply divine. And in early evening, we explored on foot the Fourvière Hill, from Cathedral Saint Jean Baptiste to the Basilique Notre Dame de Fourvière, overlooking the city from the Esplanade du Site. The Basilica of Notre Dame de Fourvière sits atop the Fourvière Hill, or the hill that prays. This dazzling white basilica serves as Lyon's protective crown and a breathtaking symbol of hope. From its grand terraces, you'll enjoy the city's most iconic view, a panoramic horizon of endless possibilities stretching towards the French Alps. And finally, we made our way down back to Presqu'île Lyon, running along Parc des Hauteurs and along the Saône River. And as we head back to Paris for this 2-hour train journey from Lyon, Lyon taught us that beauty isn't just in monuments, it's in flavors, textures, and traditions preserved with care. This city is a feast for the senses, best savored slowly, like a fine wine or a story told over dinner. The Paris of this world. I know, France, Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you can catch up on our flight back to Manila via Abu Dhabi for our EY34 business class from Paris to Abu Dhabi. See you there! Thanks very much for watching, and bye!